More proof that no one is safe when it comes to the crime crisis in America. Even our children. Shocking surveillance video showing career criminal thug, this punk, previously arrested over 40 times, sucker punching, get this, a 4-year-old in the middle of Times Square, a block from here. His mother's mama bear instincts kicking in, immediately tackling the perp to the ground until police arrive to arrest him. An NYPD officer saying, "Who needs DA Bragg?" a reference to the liberal new DA here in Manhattan County. The mother took care of justice, the detective said, the old-fashioned way. Here's how she described the scene.
I turned around and the baby's screaming and crying, and I said, "What happened?" My daughter said, "That guy right there hit him." I grabbed him and I fell on my back with him on top of me, and he was kicking. I don't think that he shouldn't even be out.
I would just want to start with the ladies. Emily, I don't know if you take the subway. Oh, before I get to Emily, this whole scenario is happening as at least 8 people were attacked in New York City's subway system over the weekend after the mayor here, Eric Adams, the new mayor, announced a new safety plan to crack down on subway crime. I also want to mention that Chicago, which has already suffered at least 7 murders, Chicago has suffered 7 murders since Friday. We still have all day today, the holiday weekend. So now, do you take subways and are you afraid?
Not actually, I don't anymore. Even you guys know I walk to and from work in the snow because I don't want to risk it. I have the luxury that I don't have to take the subway. Not everyone does. Part of this plan here in this state includes an expansion of Kendra's Law, which was a 1999 statute that allows judges to force outpatient treatment for mentally ill people. And my point is that the reason that a lot of these laws are on the books is because of a horrific event, a tragedy, someone's life that was taken that resulted in a law being passed to prevent those kinds of horrible tragedies from happening in the future. And what we've seen is a complete erosion of it. So we didn't touch on it in the intro, but I'm sure everyone has heard about that maniac child molester in Los Angeles that was heard gloating over the phone. Right. Well, the issue there was that the DA, because he prosecuted him at that time as a juvenile, made the judge unable to do anything. The judge quoted as saying, "My hands are tied." And the judge said, or the DA said, now released a statement to Fox News and said, well, the level of remorse about the harm that she caused the child, like if I had known more, I would have handled things differently. But the facts are what conveyed that. They don't need a level of remorse to tell a DA what they need. I need a DA to do their job. The kids that don't have a mom that can attack the perp at that moment, they're relying on the DA to prosecute based on laws that are in place based on prior tragedies to ensure they don't happen again. That has all been eroded thanks to Democrats.
You know, Cleveland this weekend, we had the All-Star game, NBA All-Star game. It's going to be my one more thing today. But my pal, the detective Steve Loomis, he wrote me and said, they just closed another Rite Aid. This is where I get my meds in Old Brooklyn. It's part of Cleveland. Closed because of shoplifters gone wild with no enforcement, prosecution, or consequence. My once nice, safe neighborhood has gone to shat. He didn't say that. While the politicians sat back and watched. 2 murders yesterday in Cleveland during All-Star weekend.
Yeah, I walked to work the other day, and they're posting NYPD officers outside of Walgreens. Think about what other things they could be doing besides posting up outside of a pharmacy. What a waste of time. But you got to do it because things are out of control. And you talk about politicians sitting back and watching. You have a Democrat DA, Democrat mayor. Democrats control the NYPD. They control the federal prosecutor here, state legislator. 2 Democrat senators. By the way, has Chuck Schumer said a damn thing about any of this? Where's been Chuck?
Where's AOC?
Where's AOC about any of this stuff? Remember, they're stealing baby formula, and that's the issue. Yeah. So when someone walks through Times Square and clocks a young kid like that, I would be embarrassed as a Democrat in New York to have to watch moms come out and tackle this guy until cops arrive. Guy never should have been out on the street like this. You have 125,000 either tourists or citizens come through Times Square every single day, Geraldo. That's 2 football stadiums worth of people. And it is the center of the world, biggest, urban nexus in the entire world. True. And it is the Democrats' responsibility to keep this place safe. And not only had little kids getting their clocks in, you've had rapes, you've had shootings, you've had stabbings, you've had homicides in Times Square. This cannot happen in a city like this, and the politicians have to stop blaming guns and Republicans and COVID and blame themselves.
I think that one thing I remember from the old days, Dana, the guardian angels were everywhere, in the subways particularly. maybe citizens have to fight back. Maybe that the
Well,
old days is come again.
A mom is
You're
going to
tiny,
protect their
but I
kid.
mean,
A mom is going to protect their kid, but they shouldn't
fight.
have to.
they shouldn't have to.
And I think that think about the fact that there's crime happening all across the country.
Right.
The next step in the process in San Francisco is for Chesa Boudin, the liberal prosecutor there. He's up for a recall on June 7th. Might not turn out the same way as the school board because the George Soros money might be a little bit different in this case, but all eyes should be on that. The last thing I would say is we were going to have this guest on Newsroom this morning whose 9-year-old daughter, I think, was caught in the crossfire. She never should have been shot, but she was. So babies are being hit, they're being raped, and they are being killed. Sometimes it's mistaken identity. Sometimes it's because of a road rage incident. But that is the kind of thing where you see that the social fabric really starts to crumble. And you think about it, President Biden came to New York a few weeks ago to have his picture taken with Mayor Adams. And Mayor Adams, there's a lot of goodwill for him, but it's about to be March 1st. And this stuff is not at all looking like it's going to get better.
Do you despair, Joey?
Listen, if I have a 3-year-old daughter, if that happens to my daughter, the only person going to jail is me. Because I'm putting you in the grave and sending your soul straight to hell. That's how I feel
okay,
about
I like
this.
that.
When we go to war and we lose limbs, when we lose our brothers and our sisters, we do it to protect the innocents in this country first and foremost. So it really pisses me off to see our politicians not do the same thing. All you have to do is put a little bit of career collateral out there to put bad people in jail. When there's a whole class of Americans willing to die to do the same thing, just to protect these innocent people, starting with our kids. And it goes into the mass mandates in schools and all the ways that we're letting people harm our kids for no good reason other than we're mad at each other.
I'm honored to sit at this table with you.
Yep.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.